Alright guys, what's up? It is good to see you guys again. Check it out, we're here on the back of the Somerset round, Lake Somerset, which surprisingly went a little bit nice for me. Check that out, that's pretty cool. Hell yeah. So seventh place at Somerset out of, how many people were fishing? 52. Sweet. So 52 people, and I came 7th, which was surprising. Honestly, I did not expect that. I wanted to do well, I needed to do well to just stay up there for AOY points. But, you know, like I've said numerous times, Somerset and I do not really get along. However, knowing that, I put in so many hours on that dam leading up to this tournament. I think I spent literally about 3 or 4 weekends there in a row just trying to work it out, and like, I've always struggled on Somerset. I don't know why, it's just something that it's the one dam that has always done my head in. I think it was the weekend just before the pre-fish ban, so about 2 weeks before the tournament, I was there and I found a lot of good fish both up Kirkley Flats and down at Red Rock. I think the first day it was foggy, and I found that in the mornings in the fog, Kirkley Flats seems to fire a hell of a lot more. So that's where I started. I launched the boat, it took me 5 minutes, and I sort of sounded out. My sounder lit up. On my first couple drops I started getting fish. So that was pretty cool. They weren't big fish, but they were still fish. So for me, I was like, alright, sweet, this is a deal. This is what's up. And the fog started to lift, the sun started to come out, and I decided to make a run down to Red Rock. Again, there wasn't many fish under me at the time, but they did light up. I went just off Red Rock in the old creek bed, just down a little bit. Yeah, I don't really know if this place has a spot name, but it's just on the other side of Red Rock. There's basically a creek bed that's about 60 feet of water, and it comes up to about 30-ish feet of water. A weekend prior to that, I was out there fishing with Macca, my best mate, and I actually got some really nice fish there. And this weekend that I was there on the pre-fish round, they were just little rats. There were rats everywhere. You could drop down, literally every drop would get a fish, but they were just small. So I messed around there for a little bit and did a little bit of filming. Shot back over to Red Rock. There was quite a few boats there because they had the Barra Bass-tastic rounds there. And, but I sort of nosed in, and honestly, I was catching fish. There was stagnant boats around me. It was a car park like Somerset always is. But what I was throwing was getting bites, and it was getting nailed. And I was like, okay, like, this is what's up. This is the deal. I was throwing around a little Norrie's wasabi spoon. So I was throwing around the 18 grams. So it's a little bit of a heavier model, just to get down there, because I was fishing in 30 to 40 feet of water. So it's kind of deep. Like, I was wanting this to get down there and on the bottom, because these fish were sitting on the bottom. They were lighting up though, but the difference was I was throwing around a lot of spoons. I've not really thrown the wasabis that much because I do prefer something heavier, around like 20-21 grams or something, which is in the Hot Bite Gangabanger spoons. They're probably my favourite spoons ever. We'll get to that in a minute. I decided to change something up and throw a wasabi on, and that seemed to just get the fish's attention. I think it's because these have a little flutter on the drop. Some of the other spoons have a wider action when they're actually swimming through the water, but on the drop, it's this guy that actually just flutters and sort of shimmers down in the wasabi spoon. Now, this was not the colour that I was using. I was using a green and purple. I can't really remember the name of it. I'll drop it down below here somewhere. I did the same thing in my last video, in the practice round. I can never remember the name, but I don't know where that's gone. I may or may not have lost it. I don't really know. Have to stock up. Have to restock. But for all intents and purposes, that wasabi spoon is pretty much what was getting the bites. And I was tossing up between casting it out, letting it hit the bottom, and it was pretty much a medium pace. You know, spoons are funny. When I started fishing spoons, I couldn't really get the hang of it because I didn't think they had too much of an action. They do, you just need to be able to feel it. Once you start catching fish and once you start throwing around different spoons, you can feel the difference in the action. You're gonna need a good rod to be able to feel that. I was using the Helios Pixor. It's actually a squid rod, but we will get to that. It's really, really cool. It's brand new, just dropped. So it's, we'll get to that. But what I'm saying, you need a nice, sensitive graphite rod, so you're going to be able to feel what that spoon is doing, because that is really important. You don't want to roll it too fast and blow out that action. But I was tossing up between casting it out, hitting the bottom, and a medium retrieve back. When I wasn't getting fish on doing that, I'd see them underneath me. I'd drop this guy straight down. That's the beauty of some of these spoons. The wasabi spoon, you can do that really well, and same with the hot bite gangbanger. You can work them vertically really, really well. But it was the flutter of these guys, and you can feel it when you drop and you rip it up. You can feel it flutter back down, and then it was getting smashed either on the bottom, it was getting plucked off the bottom, or as soon as you ripped it back up, the fish had already got it. So they were watching it on the flutter, back down, follow it down to the bottom, and they were smacking it from there. But that accounted for a lot of fish the 2 weeks before the tournament. So I was pretty confident that, considering I was sitting around probably like 12 or 13 other boats, and I was literally getting a fish a cast, that seemed to be the deal. Later on that day, I did get some good ones on Kirkley Flats on the Hot Bite Gangbanger G2. This is my all-time favourite spoon. I love this spoon. I literally throw it everywhere I can in Queensland, and it has accounted for some really good fish. Now, this is Jason Ehrlich's little design. This is probably my favourite colour. It's called Lickety Split. Some yellow underneath, purple on top, a bit of a blue on the gill, and kind of like a little bloody gill, sort of like an orange on the gill plate. So I think it's supposed to sort of emulate something like that. But yeah, I was throwing that around in practice a lot. The wasabi seemed to be getting more and more fish, so I kind of stuck with that. For once in my life, I wasn't sticking with the G2. Right, which leads us into day one. Now, this is the deal. I'll show you the rod that I was using, and this rod is an awesome, awesome spoon rod. By the time you're watching this, it would have already been dropped. It hadn't been released yet for the Somerset round for me. We only just got them in down at TT Lures. I saw them, I grabbed one, I snagged one, I said I want this for the Somerset round, it's going to be perfect. So it's actually a squid rod, but it is 8 feet. So it's 8 foot long, it's a 2-piece rod. Now, obviously I don't have the other piece in because, like, it's way too big to have inside. But it is the Pixor Squid by Akuma. This rod is awesome. I'm not even going to go over the specs on it because none of it really makes sense. Line rating, PE rating, weight rating, it's all in squid talk. I don't fish squid, I don't know. The blank in this is all graphite, Toray graphite, like we use with all the Akuma stuff. But this was cool. It's got Fuji guides, it's got Fuji reel seat. I saw it, I said I wanted it, I grabbed one before they were released to the public yet because we're releasing them at after. which, as I said, you guys have already seen that because we've already been there, except it's a little bit of a Back to the Future deal when I do these recaps. But yeah, this guy surprised the hell out of me. It is awesome spoon rod, really inexpensive, like literally will set you back under 200 bucks for this rod. It is an 8-foot rod. We do have another Okuma squid rod in the Eggy Special or something, which is actually a little bit longer. It's like 8 something. And then also in the Pixar squid, there is like it's just under 7 foot. Maybe it's like 7'10" or something like that. I opted for the 8-foot one just so I could pretty much bang out those casts. Now I was using an Okuma HSX 30, so I was using the bigger reel in the Helio spin pretty much because I just want to fire out the longest cast I possibly can with these heavy spoons, 18, 20, 21 gram spoons. It's going to take a lot of line, and I don't want a little reel that I'm going to have to try and keep up with all the time. So the bigger reel just meant fire out those casts, I could get it out there. I wasn't scared of literally getting down to backing if you're casting 100,000 meters away. And that was what I had paired up on this rod. It was awesome. I literally, all you need to do is just like flick it and they're gone. They're done. It was sweet. I really enjoyed this rod. Unfortunately, I don't get to use it as much as I would like to because I don't throw spoons everywhere because I travel down south a lot, and you don't really need an 8-foot spoon rod down there. But really cool rod, guys. If you guys want to check this out, jump over to the tackletactics.com.au page. Head over to the Okuma little tab up the top and you can check it out. It's the Okuma Pixar Squid. Really cool spoon rod. Now, that will bring us into day one. There's really not that much to say. This whole tournament, there's not that much to say. I've never been so tired in a tournament in my life, just physically and mentally exhausted. We knew that the winds were supposed to get up. I've never fished in winds as bad as what they were at Somerset. Like, honestly, it was killing me. I don't have spot lock on my boat. I've just got a Minn Kota 4 Trex. I was watching all these dudes with their old Trexes just hitting spot lock, and I was like, I hate every single one of you. It is killing me, but it was really bad. The winds were literally like, I think they were recorded somewhere like 100 k's an hour or over. Honestly, they had to have been close at Somerset. They were shocking. I was saturated both days, trying to head this way in like sideward swell that was coming crashing over my boat. Definitely not ideal, but what was cool is day one in the morning I decided to shoot down a Red Rock. It wasn't foggy. The wind had blown all that fog away, and I said, alright, I'm not going to start at Kirkley, I'm going to go down to Red Rock and just sit there. I knew the fish didn't really come on the bite until around 9 o'clock. For some reason, that's just when they did. They did it a couple of weeks prior and the week before that too. Around that 9 to 10 o'clock is when they really started to come and fire and come on the bite. But I decided to go down there because I knew that morning, oh, let me restart that. I didn't know that the winds were going to be as zero as what they were. It was a light easterly breeze coming through first up on the Saturday morning when they were supposed to be like 400 knot westerlies. So that was when I decided, right, I'm going down to Red Rock. I'm going to sit here because I need to catch fish. There was a lot of fish over Red Rock a couple of weeks ago, and I saw them. They were there on pre-fish day. I didn't cast for them. But I decided that's what I was going to do because I want to get a bag quickly, because as soon as this wind picks up to as bad as what it's supposed to be, that is going to make fishing really hard / like near impossible. So I had Shane on my boat, which was pretty cool. He was pretty excited to be on my boat. He watches my YouTube stuff, and I think he said to his missus that the one thing he wanted to do this year was fish on my boat with me, and he drew me. So, Shane, that's really cool, man. I love that stuff. It's not an ego boost, but it's just really cool to know that people are enjoying what I do, and they like these videos that I do for you guys. That's really cool because it takes a lot of time and a lot of dedication, and I love doing it. But to know that you guys are enjoying it too, yeah, that's really cool. So I had Shane on my boat, and I was like, oh man, like you could have got me any other round, bro, but like Somerset, anything can happen. We shot down at Red Rock. It actually turned out to be an insane morning. We caught quite a few fish. It was just fish after fish, both of us. Shane cracked his PB bass, and that was a cracker bass. I can't even remember. Must have been like 1.3 or 1.4 or something like that. Like, it was a good fish. Then, long story short, wind picked up down at Red Rock, and pretty much that was the end of the day. I think I upgraded once to a fish 1-1 or 1-2 or something at another spot that I did find a couple of weeks prior. Again, it was just to the side of Red Rock. The creek bed sort of flows up just on the other side of Pelican, sort of like Red Rock, Pelican Point. It's kind of just in here. There's a big bay, but as I said, the creek bed, it rises up. I went to a patch where I found some fish before. First cast on the Norries, I managed to get a couple 100-gram upgrade. He went just over a kilo, 1-1 or something. And that was cool. And that was literally the last fish of the day. I think that was just before lunchtime. The wind was howling. You could not escape this wind. I was going to all these spots, but it was honestly just impossible to fish. With a Fortrex, with the wake, it was just insane. That literally summed up the day. That was it. There was no more fish caught. The bag was a little bit down. I did weigh, what did I weigh? 5.59 kilos for 4 fish, sorry. So, weights were down from a couple weeks prior. I was catching upwards of 6 to 6.5 kilos. That was kind of what I really, really wanted. I just emulated doing exactly the same thing in exactly the same spots. So I was happy with that weight, with the day that it was, with how windy it was and how hard it got. But I was a little bit disappointed because I really did want to crack over that 6 kilo mark just to keep me up there. Day two. It was tough. I was really hoping that we'd get that same sort of reprieve from the wind in the morning, but that was a fat negative. Like, no. It was a westerly that started pretty strong in the morning, and it did not give up. It just got worse. I thought Saturday was bad, but Sunday was even worse. The fish were shut down on Red Rock. I think I pulled 1 or 2 super small fish that didn't even go. Went to some other spots. I was struggling. I was stressing. I had nothing. The hours of the morning was running on, and I was not catching any fish. I think it got to about 10 o'clock, and actually maybe it was around somewhere between 9 and 10. I turned to my co-angler and I said, man, I've got a spot that I was planning on not hitting because I do not want to go up there. But if we've got nothing by like 10 or 10:30, I'm just going to have to go there. It's a long way. It's a spot up in the sticks, up near the airport. Honestly, it must take 20 or 25 minutes one way because you're in that 6 knot, 8 knot, whatever knot zone it is up there. Basically, you're just putting. You don't know where the trees are. And it's just a long way. But I said, if we've got nothing, we're going. We need fish. I can always catch fish there. So that was the plan. 10:30 rolled around. I said, bro, we're going to go. We're going to go now. Because otherwise it's not going to give us enough time to get back for weigh-in. Hello, dog. My animal has just decided to join us. You want to be on camera? Want to be on camera? Look at the camera. Hello. There you go, buddy. So we decided to make the run all the way up to one of my spots up near the airport. I said, man, have you got any jackals? Yes, was the answer. Put on jackal. I'm throwing a brown dog, silent jackal, TN60. I'm not sure what he must have had. I think he had a brown dog, or I'm not sure what jackal he had on. Anyway, I was hoping that if we got out there, it might be out of the wind a little bit. False. The wind was so bad. The wind was nearly blowing me into the water. I was pretty much leaning my full body weight against this wind just so I could stay on the deck and keep on the electric. It was... I hate saying that it was impossible to fish, but honestly, it was pretty much impossible to fish. You were casting out, the slack line was going 20 metres the other way, you didn't know when it was on the bottom, you couldn't feel anything. The only thing you could feel is if a fish was going to absolutely drill it and run away with it. And that's exactly what happened. Like, we managed to get 2 fish. Now, 2 I was really happy with. After the day that we had, literally, we spent so long getting up there, saturated wet with these waves, breaking over the boat, splashing over us. I made the call. I didn't want to go up there, but I had nothing else, and I knew that we could catch fish up there. We went up there. Co-angler put 2 fish in the boat, and that was it. That's all we could get. 2 out of the 4 fish. It was one of the only tournaments this year that I've not weighed a full limit, but on a day like that, I was stoked to have those 2 fish. We had to work hard for them, but I made the right call. I just wasn't sitting out in deep water, fishing where everyone's fishing, watching no one pull up a fish. I'm just not doing that. I needed to change up, and I'm glad I did, because I got those 2 fish. I think the 2 fish went like 1.96 kilos. Yeah, so the 2 fish went 1.96 kilos, which honestly, on a day like that where a lot of people donutted or literally caught like 1, I was so happy to have those 2 fish. Happy enough that it ended me in 7th place on 7.55 kilos. Congratulations to Jake Sharan. Jakey smashed us. He absolutely smoked us. 14.74 kilos. 8.79 kilos on the first day and 5.95 kilos on that last day in the wind. Like, that is insane, bro. Like, that is wicked effort. I actually passed Jakey when I was going up. I said I wasn't going to hit his spot. I knew he was up there somewhere. Funnily enough, I went over his spot in practice and I found fish there. I just didn't stop to fish them. I didn't know that was his spot until literally the last day when I passed him. And I was like, oh man, like, I found these fish too. But yeah, I sort of had a bit of a chat and I said, man, I'm going to go up there, I got nothing. And that was when the call turned into a good call. Got those 2 fish, had to come back for weigh-in, and that was about it. Honestly, I've never been so physically exhausted than trying to battle this wind that it was at Somerset. I never want to fish in that shit again unless I've got spot lock. Like, that was honestly painful, but that was cool. A top 10 finish, to keep on the roll of these top 10s. I'm sitting pretty for AOY. Like, I'm sitting pretty. John O'Bale's up there with me. Jakey Sharan is now up there, going to be up there with me with this win under his belt. Fordo's still the top dog. Lukey Draper's going to drop out because he didn't fish this one. He didn't come up to Queensland. So I'm excited. I'm on track. I want this AOY, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there slowly but surely. Alright, but look, that sums it up. That was Somerset. Maybe I like it a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to fish it a little bit more. Now that I've got a bit of confidence behind me, I may indeed fish Somerset a little bit more and not hate it as much as I do. But there's no promises in that. All I can do is try and try and enjoy myself out there. Look, that's it. That's the recap. Somerset Dam, done and dusted. We have got Richmond River next. That's going to be sweet. Bunch of us boys are going to be down at Joey's, Mr. Joseph Urquhart, Mr. Casino Outdoors, which is actually on my cooler right now that I've got my drink in. So cheers to that, Joey. Again, Richmond River. I'm not overly excited. The Richmond River wasn't very nice to me a couple of years ago in the grand final. I got donuts, which sucked. That was my worst round of the year. So I don't know. I don't really know what to expect. Hopes are not high, which is why I knew that I needed these good finishes in these lakes that I know how to fish. Because I have no idea what I'm doing on rivers. I just cast and cast and cast. I don't... Yeah. So that'll be interesting. But we'll wait and see what happens. I'm excited to stay down at Joey's with all the boys. That'll be fun. But anyway, guys, that wraps it up. Somerset recap. Done. Thank you for watching. Guys, make sure if you enjoyed this video, you hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, because then I can keep on bringing videos like this to you guys. Alright, really important. Like and subscribe, please. Also, jump over to Facebook and Instagram, Keeghan Painter Fishing. Follow me over there as well. Cool photos, cool things that come up, little videos, little snippets of what I do. I just keep them rolling. So make sure you follow me on all of my stuff. Simple. Real easy. Real easy. We do have some giveaways coming up, guys, so make sure you stay tuned to my next couple videos, because I've got some cool stuff to give away. The end of the year is approaching very fast, so I would like to get some Christmas giveaways going on. But that's later on. Right now, thanks for watching. I'm done. Dallas is asleep and snoring on the leg of the camera. Whatever. I'm out. See ya.